want to talk about War for the Planet of the Apes. I saw this last night. It's been out for a week or so, but I wanted to go with my wife when the crowds had all died down. This is the third and, so to say, final instalment in the modern Planet of the Apes trilogy, with there being Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This was directed by Matt Reeves, the same chap who directed Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. The parallels between the modern films and the original Planet of the Apes series are starting to get blurred now, where in the first two films you could probably marry them up to some of the original series, such as Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. This one doesn't, it's its own film. Do you need to have seen the trilogy as a whole film before you watch this one? Not necessarily, but I think it would really help if you'd at least seen Dawn for the Planet of the Apes, because they do tie in quite neatly and there's lots of callbacks to Dawn for the Planet of the Apes. This is a film that looks great. The special effects are pretty much flawless. It looks like a real ape is in the shot at all times, all the little hairs on their faces and that. It just looks real. I don't think it's right to just say that Andy Serkis, who plays Caesar, the main ape, should get all the plaudits for his acting. All of the actors for the apes should be equally recognised, because they're all doing an equally good job. If it was just one good actor and everyone else was doing terrible motion capture, then it would stick out like a sore thumb. That said, the human characters are also good. Woody Harrelson plays the army colonel who Caesar is against in this film and who's the main antagonist. He isn't in it a lot, but when he is in it, he makes it count. This film sees events 2 years after Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where the apes are being hunted by the military, and there's losses and wins on both sides, but then the army starts to get the upper hand and the apes have to fight back because Caesar suffers personal losses. They're about to go on some sort of exodus to find a area of the world they can live in where humans won't bother them, and it ends up with all the apes getting captured and held by Woody Harrelson at his army base. The war element of it isn't really there, it's more a nice title for the film. There are fights and there are battles, but it's not on that level. There was a huge fight at the end, but again, that's not the focus of the film. The focus of the film is the characters and the relationships with each other. I don't want to say too much because there's a few little plot twists that I don't want to spoil, but there's a scene where Woody Harrelson and Caesar have their main set to and, let's say, discussion on their various philosophies on how the world is now and how it's going to be. That was the only bit that I felt was a little bit overlong, and it dumped a large piece of exposition that wasn't needed. I guessed half the things Woody Harrelson was going to say and explain prior to that, such as there being a mutation in the virus and things, but if you don't know the Planet of the Apes films, then that's obviously helpful because it lays out how it's going to end up. I won't say any more because that will spoil it if you don't guess it by the time you get to that scene. Otherwise, there didn't seem to be a wasted scene. It came in at about 2.5 hours long, and you felt that they were being very restrictive on what they did and didn't use. In other directors' hands, this could have gone on for 3 hours easily, but they were quite good in cutting back various bits and missing out various scenes that weren't needed. The film has lots of references to biblical stories such as Moses, and there's references to Spartacus and things like that in it. You can spot all those yourself, because again, if I say where they are, it might spoil it a little bit. The ending is certainly epic, from the old classic type epic ending, which is again one of the references you'll see in it. There's lots of references to the original Planet of the Apes series, the Alpha and the Omega that Woody Harrelson's army group use as a brand and refer to themselves as. That makes me think of a second Planet of the Apes film. He's holed up in a big military bunker where there's a weapons cache. I did wonder if there's going to be a nuclear bomb in the weapons cache, and that someone or some humans were going to get trapped under there at some point and end up with the nuclear bomb worshipping it, as happens in the second original film. That didn't happen, although it does all get caved in, so we don't know. They didn't make any references to the astronauts from the first film that you briefly see on a news report. And a lot of the landscapes that, towards the end of the film, when they go on their odyssey at the end, are similar to the ones in the original film, with Charlton Heston, that he crosses in order to get to the apes. Quite where they end up, I don't know. I'm not good with American geography, so they start in California somewhere. I think they go up to Oregon, and then from there I've got no idea. Is it worth watching? Definitely. Should it be watched on the cinema? Definitely. If you do miss it at the cinema, then fine, watch it at home, but watch it in the quiet where you can really absorb the film and really enjoy it. It's a great watch, it's well made, and final thought is, will there be another film? They say that there's only going to be the 3. I think they will make a 4th film because they've seeded everything for a 4th film. How they seeded that, I won't say, but certain characters survive, certain ones don't. They've already made reference to the spaceman being off, going missing. I think they just won't be able to resist it because of the money it'll bring in. After all, it is show business, so someone will want to make money. Whether or not it's to do with the original team, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm sure something will come of this. So yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes, really good watch.